Stephen A. Smith slams Dak's Cowboys as a failure, and he's got a point. It's a failure. Stephen A. Smith boldly declares about the Dak Prescott era in Dallas, with his signature provocative style aiming to stir up a reaction and boost those ratings from Cowboys Nation. Every now and then, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, and sometimes a sensationalist shock jock, in their effort to provoke, inadvertently speaks an unexpected truth. And Dallas Cowboys critic Stephen A. Smith has just stumbled upon that truth. During his recent appearance on First Take on ESPN, Smith tackled the subject of the Dak Prescott era in Dallas and didn't shy away from delivering a rather blunt assessment. "It's a failure," Smith exclaimed, employing his characteristic fiery approach to elicit a response, and, let's face it, boost those TV numbers, from the passionate Cowboys fanbase. Unbeknownst to Smith, though, given his limited grasp on the Cowboys era and his probable inability to list off many of Prescott's teammates, he has a point, relatively speaking. And interestingly, Dak Prescott himself would likely agree with Smith's assessment. As Dak recently stated, "Nobody wants to end this drought more than the guys in this locker room. I can promise you that." In reality, it's a fact, as highlighted by Prescott's reference to this drought. The Cowboys, amidst high expectations throughout Dak's 7 years in Dallas, have failed to progress beyond the divisional round of the playoffs. Prescott and the Cowboys have certainly achieved notable feats on and off the field, but in his 7 seasons as quarterback, they've managed only 2 playoff victories. This, considering their ultimate aim, does indeed echo a sentiment of failure yet. Here's where the know-nothing shock-jock provocateur, and that includes not just Smith but any of their kind, misses the mark. Josh Allen in Buffalo, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, Tua in Miami, Justin Herbert in Los Angeles, Geno Smith in Seattle, Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, Derek Carr in New Orleans, and if we're talking Super Bowl wins, Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia and Joe Burrow in Cincinnati are all failures in that very context. If their goal aligns with that of Dallas and Dak, then they, too, fall under that label. Stephen A. Smith, however, is zeroed in on a specific team. And in this, he shares some common ground with Prescott because that's Dak's sole focus as well.